Okay, I wanted to get up in here a little bit before I started talking. Today's the first day of bow season. And it's right around 7 o'clock at night right now. So there's a few people that are hunting, especially off to the left. I actually have a stand off to the left up here. I'm just going to ride for about an hour or so and try to avoid all the places that have bow hunting that I know of. This road is just a good crossover road, and I'm not seeing any vehicles alongside it right now. Usually right here to the left as it starts to bend, there's vehicles parked there. I'm not bow hunting because it was 75 degrees today and it's still warm and muggy. I'm in a red sweatshirt just because I don't want to get shot. It's also small game season. That was quite a run-in with that dog back there. That's one complete 100% advantage of having an e-bike, or an e-bike, sorry. When dogs run out on you like that, you just twist the grip and off you go. I was up to 28 miles an hour real quick. That dog could not keep up. It was coming for me. If I had a regular bicycle, they would have had me. I could hear the guy hollering. As soon as I hear a dog bark, my hand is immediately on the twist throttle. And while you're twist throttling, you go up in gears and pedal, and you'll go like a raped ape. You'll get right up to 25, 30 miles an hour in no time. Because you're still in pedal assist no matter what. You twist the throttle or not. Or on this bike anyway. Right up here to the top of the hill is another spot that I usually sit. And I usually park right here to the left and go up in there. I'm not surprised there's nobody out because it's pretty warm yet. It's still in the high 60s. It's still kind of muggy. You can almost see it. The humidity. It's comfortable, but you can feel it. being quiet coming down that hill because there's usually people hunting both sides of that, and I didn't want to interrupt anybody. There's a rifle range up here, if you haven't figured that out. I'm not out in the back country that bad, where people are getting taken out into the swamp. This farmland right here, this bean field, is not huntable, obviously, but some of the woods around it are. I'm not going to give away what are, because there's people that know me and know this area, and slip of the tongue is easy. I trust everyone I know as far as they know me not to say anything. It's a good hunting spot for me, but never know. There's a lot of people that hunt in here right now, so it's really, really difficult to hunt this as is for anybody involved in hunting this, not just me. I rarely hunt this anymore because there's a lot of people that hunt this area right here. I just didn't want to take my vehicle out and drive around and see how the deer are moving, because it was warm. It was super, super warm today. Bow hunter, probably. The roads are so soft that I didn't even hear that guy coming. I don't have my mirror on my handlebar. And yes, I do own one. I own two. Anybody that's driving around right now is doing the same thing I am doing, except they're doing it in a vehicle. Now I can take a right here and go down in, but I'm not, because I know there's going to be people hunting back there. That's one of the places that I would go on a normal basis when I was bow hunting. I didn't even buy a bow hunting tag yet this year. It's just snuck up on me so bad or so quickly because the temperature hasn't indicated that it's hunting season. I mean, look around, everything's green. It's been warm. Today was 75 going on 78 degrees. Tomorrow's going to be 83. There's a deer right there in front of us. So they're moving. They're moving good. Right in front of us. I'll keep going as long as I can. I turned pedal assist off. Oh, she's going to run back in. Yep, there she goes. I turned pedal assist off, so I was just pedaling freestyle. But yeah, there could be a bow hunter up in there. There's a lot of deer back here. That's why I'm not saying where it is. I know that little cutout. I don't know if you've seen it, but there was a little cutout just right back there on the right hand side. I know there's people back there bow hunting. A lot of this right here is private land. All the left side of this is private land for sure. Bits and pieces of it on the right is state land. Some's been sold off over the years, and you just got to know where you're going. You just can't go anywhere back here. I'm just going to assume that we're going to see a lot of deer just because there's a lot of people in the woods hunting them right now. There's small game hunters out there. Mostly bow hunters though, I'll give them that. I did bring my binoculars just in case I see something way out in a field. All of this section, you got to know where you're going. A lot of this is private. We're going to get on the quiet side so we can sneak up on more deer. The wind noise is kind of nice because it's blocking our tire noise. Sucks you guys only get the head-on shot. My head's going all over the place. I'm looking everywhere. I know where all the boundary markers are, so I'm really looking hard when I hit the state land part. bug flew in my face there. It's funny because people that drive toward me, that see me, kind of chuckle a little bit. I wear ski goggles when I ride mountain bike because I can keep my eyes wide open on the really windy days. That's the whole purpose of it. But I'm sure it looks a little bit goofy. But I'll tell you what, when you're riding around out in the back country and a grasshopper jumps up off the road and smacks you right in the ski goggles, you're really glad that you have them. Kind of surprised we haven't seen more people driving around. Trying to be a little more quiet here because there's a couple of houses and they could be very easily bow hunting on their own property here. I'm seeing vehicles and people moving around up here. So there's a lot more state land along this road. Only on the right side though. There's some trails that cut in, but obviously I'm not going to go riding around in there. Like I said, I'm a bow hunter too. I'm just not legal right now. And it's way too early. It's going to be in the 80s for another week yet. So I'm in no hurry to start thinking about having to process deer in that kind of temperatures. too old to be dragging deer out of the woods when it's 80 degrees in a hurry. There's a couple of dogs up on this farm. We might get harassed for a second, but a little twist of the wrist and open up the throttle and away we'll go. Nice people. I actually know them. They see my vehicle parked in this area a lot. Well, we still got about 45 minutes before it's dark, so let's cut up in here a little bit. Now I'm sure there's going to be people down in here, so we're going to stop here for a second. Turn my power assist off. Yeah, I want to be careful going down there. You want to go down there a little ways and then you got to park, but there's prime, I mean really good deer hunting right down through here. I just need a drink of water. So you guys get to watch real quick. Might see one cross because it's about that time. That first little bump in the road down there. Watch it make some more noise. Where you see the tree branches off to the left there. That first little rise where it's dark and then it turns bright. Keep an eye right there. They cross there a lot. But, oh, there's one right there. Or someone. Or there, it's turkeys. Could be turkeys. Yeah, I think that's turkeys. I don't think it's a bow hunter. Actually, maybe it is. It's hard to tell because I'm also seeing objects behind it. I think it's turkey. Oh yeah, it's a bunch of turkeys. I mean a bunch of turkeys. Whoa. They probably won't come down this far, but we'll stick it out as long as we can. They usually cut to the left there into those woods. Normally. I'm hoping you guys can see them. I mean, obviously you can't. I'm going to have to zoom it in on edit. It's going to look grainy as hell because it's almost dark out. But yeah, it's prime time for movement. That's why I'm not going down there. There's probably bow hunters on both sides of the road right down there right now. That ride was 9.9 miles I just did, so I need a little water. So bear with me here. Yeah, I see vehicles moving down there too. We're not going to be here long. I hear another vehicle coming up the road that we were just on. Alright, I've had enough water. Excuse my reach for a sec, I gotta get this. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna turn this bike around. That section right there is hot. Because it's a bedding area and a tending area for all the deer that are laying out there. I've hunted that quite a bit. That goes way back into a swamp back there. And a creek bed, and yeah, it's really good back in there. Anyway, let's get out of here before we screw things up for people. Whoops, I didn't want to turn that on. Alright, let's go. Look at a bunch of deer right there. A whole bunch of them. That sucks. I didn't mean to spook them, because that's just going to screw up somebody's hunt tomorrow morning. I figured they would already be out by now. That's alfalfa field that we're all in right there. And that one just jumped right in front of us. That was pretty cool. There they go. We might see a few more here and there. We got a little ways to go yet. This is definitely a much better way to scout out the deer than driving a vehicle around. I'm on the left side of the road because the right side is state land and anybody could be hunting there right now. There's so many places that you can park along this road and walk this. I've done it tons of times. There's a deer coming out of the other side to hit all that farmer's fields back there. So I'm kind of going slow and quiet. I respect other hunters. I know what it's like to wait all year and do your preparation, and especially if you're an archer, a bow hunter. I mean, for months you've been out there fine-tuning your anchor points and making sure everything you do is consistent and the same, and your shots are the same, and practicing your high shots, your low shots, your up in the tree shot, everything. You're doing all that work just for today. So I respect it. I've been a bow hunter for a long, long time. This is all private land now, so any deer we see, we're just going to see roaming around. But we're still going to be somewhat quiet because people bow hunt that live here. There goes a deer. It's going to come right in front of us. Oh, no, maybe not. She's running along the fence line right now. Get ready. There she goes. Small yearling. Alright, I'm going to stop right here real quick. Alright. Quick change of the glasses and off we go. just changing my glasses, it made it look like there was an hour difference in daylight. It was much darker looking through my ski goggles. They're tinted a little dark for daytime riding. That's when I usually do all my riding. They're really good for dirty, dusty roads like this when traffic's going by and it's a windy day. You don't get any of that in your eyes, or a lot less. But I highly recommend buying several different tinted, like right now I have on like amber orange shooting glasses color, kinda. And that enhances your view at this hour. I can see things way out in the fields, they're more brilliant. Like a deer against a green background would stand out so much nicer. Where before it was barely a shadow with those darker ones. I mean, I see things way up there jumping across the road where obviously you can't because it's too far for this camera. And the pink in the sky is really cool. I don't know what it looks like for you guys, but with these glasses on it looks really cool. There's some pinks, some purples, and reds, and there's some really bright blues in there. And it's really neat. There's just big open farm country right here. So you see deer, it's just because they're been walking around out in these fields forever and just happen to be near the road now. But pretty soon, about an hour, all these dirt roads are going to be filled with headlights. Four-wheelers and pickup trucks coming out of the woods. Well, there's a little bit of deer movement, not as much as I expected though. I expected a lot more. But I also expected a lot more people in the woods. I'm thinking more people thought like me. It's still too warm yet, way too warm. Now that's just me and my personal opinion, and that's, the way I hunt. It would be a lot of work and a lot of struggle for me to get a deer, out of the woods and properly taken care of at my age and not getting overworked. Everything I hunt with is primitive. I don't own a rifle. The only rifle I have is a black powder 50 caliber. I don't even have a 22 rifle. The 22 rifle I have is a high power air rifle. So, and my bow isn't even a high-tech compound bow with sights on it. It's just a straight stick bow. 55-pound stick bow. So everything I hunt has to be close. That's the way I've always hunted though. I was born and raised in an area where high-power rifles were useless because you couldn't hunt with them because of our laws. Shotguns, you could only use slugs in certain areas because of the same laws. There was too many people living too close to hunting areas and bullets travel too far. So I was used to bow hunting because it was the easiest hunt to get easiest way to start hunting, for one. As a kid, you grew up with your pellet guns and your BB guns and all that, but although pellet guns I did take serious throughout my life, now I'm an avid pellet gun shooter. Now I'm talking about just break barrels. I really like the break barrel guns that are hold sensitive because it makes me a better shooter. When I'm shooting groups good and then all of a sudden I go off, I know it's me. It's not the gun. I like to buy not super high-end break barrels, but high-end enough where I know that they're going to be hold sensitive. High power usually makes them sensitive, hold sensitive. The more high power, the more you're really going to have to focus on doing the exact same thing over and over and over. But that's why I like them. It trains me to be a better shot. I had it out today, practicing windages and holdovers and stuff like that, because there was a 14-mile-an-hour wind blowing, and I'm shooting 20-some foot-pounds, so it really chucks them pellets out there. And I'm using a 22. God, I saw a deer over there. I'm using a 22 caliber pellet rifle, so there's a little bit more lead than the common 177s that you see everywhere else. It's a real hunting rifle. Ooh. Realized I was talking pretty loud around those two houses. I know one of those guys, and I definitely know he bow hunts. But yeah, I had my pellet rifle out today practicing because it was windy. It was a little too warm to go out small gaming. Small game is in season right now, but they're still full of bugs and stuff, and I like to wait for the first good hard frost, or the hard chill, especially at night. If it gets in the high 30s, low 40s for like 3-4 days in a row, yeah, then I start going out small gaming, because I know all the body bugs are pretty much dead. And the wood ticks are still out. You get into the areas where you want to hunt. That's where the wood ticks are. Oh, that's so hard on my butt. Jeez. I'll get that pellet gun out again. Probably tomorrow, actually. It's supposed to be warm again tomorrow. In the 80s. So I'll probably do my riding early. I try to ride 2 hours a day, or 20 miles, whichever comes first. But anyways, yeah, it's been a hell of a night out here riding, that's for sure. It's getting dark quick. have to flip some lights on when I hit the pavement. I just wanted to see what kind of deer were moving. See if they're getting pressured yet, and it looks like they are. But not as bad as I thought they would be. But like I said, I think the weather had a lot to do with it. It's still warm now. If I busted my butt, I'd be working up a sweat. It's still warm and kind of muggy. You can feel the muggy in the air. Yeah, we're probably going to get off these dirt roads just in time. I'm not worried, I just don't want dust all over me. Oh, there's a vehicle. This is private land too, so I gotta be really quiet here. It could be anywhere. I think that vehicle has been there a little while. Definitely didn't look like a bow hunting vehicle. Well, it looked like a bow hunting vehicle. It just didn't look like the person that was put it there is out bow hunting. Let's put it that way. Oh, jeez. Bigger holes there than there has been lately. Well, that was a good, what would we do, 13.5 miles. Not bad. I still got a ways to go before I'm home, but I usually kick the camera off long before that because I just don't show that. I don't show much of anywhere where I live.